Hey, so I was asked to do a story time about what happened with the cops in Burton. It all started last year when I was living on James Street where I had my property with my boyfriend. And he would go, whenever he would leave, for the night or for a couple hours or whatever, he had this ex-girlfriend that was stalking us. Long story about that, but anyway. She knew bad people in the area. She was also from the area. And I would hear like gunshots, I would call the police and they'd be like, well, where did it come from? And I'm like, I'm not really familiar with like gunshots, so it sounded like it was right outside, but how do I know? And how do I know if they didn't just drive by or blah, blah, blah? They're like, oh, we can't do nothing for you. How much sleep have you had tonight, Brandy? And I'm like, I've had enough sleep. I'm not hallucinating. There's gunshots. So they would just come over and be like, okay. And like not help me, not do anything about it, which I guess they couldn't really do anything if they can't catch the person. But yeah, with that, they thought that I was crazy until I was proven right. And we found out that this girl actually is or has written a book about us. Tapped my phone. I don't know how she got a virus on my phone, but whatever. She knows everything. She would have her little Threads account and have like all these different screen names of like like a first name of a person in New Jersey and then like the last name of like my sister-in-law or like something. Like it was all unusual names and whatever. So then, long story short, I moved out of there and the police had to come and, well, I won't really get into the details, but I was made to leave. That's another whole story about his mom, but that's a whole nother fucking story. Anyway, she's from Burton and she's been there for a while, so I think that they maybe they know her or something. I don't know, I'm not sure. But every time, the police actually harassed me a bunch of times. They would come over. There was one time a female cop came in, the male cop came in, the mom and dad were there. And they said, Brandy, come out. And I was like, I'm naked. I sleep naked. Do you still want me to come out? And they said, no. And so I was like, okay, everybody knows I sleep naked. So the next time they came, the female cop came in. The father of my ex-boyfriend came in and stood in the doorway. I'm like, what is he doing in here? And the female cop was like, I'm just trying to wake you up. And she's like, with her flashlight. And then out of nowhere, she just ripped the blanket completely off me. And she knew, everyone knew that I slept naked because it was a big deal. I was like, do you guys want me to come out? And they said, no. So that's where it started. Then I bought my property and then this ensued. They've been bothering me ever since. But it's because we have a history, I think. Or they just suck. Either way.